What up, peeps? It's your boy Heckin. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing well wherever you're at. It's 85 degrees where I live. A little sweaty here in the office today. Got the air conditioner turned off while I filmed the video. Otherwise, it would be a crap ton of background noise. So today's video, I want to talk to you about video game collecting. You know, I made that video May 2nd, so not even 2 months ago. And I said I didn't want to collect retro games anymore. And, at the time, I did feel that way. But I think now some things have changed. My mindset has changed. My plans have changed. And I think that I do want to get back into retro collecting with an emphasis on the Sega Genesis and the PlayStation 2. I feel like if I narrow it more to just two systems to start, it'll be a little more manageable and simple for me. But yeah, the reason I've decided to go back on what I said, and I do apologize for that. I'm not trying to make videos just to say something and then change my mind later. I just am an indecisive person. I collect video games, I collect pop figures, I collect CDs, records, wrestling autographs and merchandise, wrestling figures, Pokemon TCG, which actually, now that I brought it up, that hobby TCG has been cooked for like 6 months, at least 6 months now. Actually, a little longer than that. I think it was around Surging Sparks is when the shit started to go down. And, I've collected full sets. I've got a full set of Twilight Masquerade, Stellar Crown, and Surging Sparks. And it felt great. It felt great to collect and get all of those. But I think that it's time to just quit the TCG. I already have my hand in so many other jars, with collecting, that one of them has to go, and that's the one that's the most stressful and difficult to do right now because of all the demand and all the scalpers and the resellers and stuff. I'm gonna have to cut the head off the snake for Pokemon trading card game, and it's kind of emotional for me because that was one of my earliest memories, was going to Books A Million every weekend and playing Pokemon cards and having enough money to get one booster pack, back then, and spending a lot of time with my best friend. Oh man, why the fuck am I getting all emotional about this? This fucking, what am I, a pussy or something? It was fun collecting it, but at the end of the day, it's just cardboard. The memories is the part that is important to me, and I can have those memories with or without having the trading cards that I do have, and I do have a decent amount. The plan is I've got 3 potential buyers for these cards that will all give me great prices for them, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to liquidate it all. Still going to buy the ETBs as they come out, so not collect sets, not hunt specific cards, but I just think they're really cool. So I want to keep getting these ETBs back here, and you guys have seen them in my videos plenty of times. But yeah, I'm going to take the money from the cards and I'm going to put it into retro games. Probably going to get at least one of the OG Pokemon Game Boy games complete in box. I feel like that is just kind of the right thing to do. Trade Pokemon for some Pokemon. But yeah, it's been something I've been thinking about for a while. Because especially if you want to master collect the whole set of a card expansion, you're gonna have to buy 4 or 5 boxes, just to be able to get the majority of them, and hopefully get the most expensive card pulled. That way, when you do have to start buying the singles to finish the set, you don't have to drop $200. But speaking of Destined Rivals, right? The one that just came out with Team Rocket and all that, I ended up getting 2 boxes and an ETB. So that's a total of 80 to 100 packs. That's 81 packs, because you get 36 in a box and you get 9 in an ETB. So 36 times 2, 72, plus 8 or plus 9, that's 81. So out of those 81 packs, oh, and I did buy 2 extra boosters. So out of 83 packs, I got 0 special illustration cards. 0. And that kind of pissed me off because I started buying the singles after that, and then within a week, I spent $800 on Pokemon cards. Within a week. And I bought them I was able to get them at MSRP. So I didn't even like pay over or anything like that. And I just thought about it. I'm like, damn, you know, I spent $800 on this and I still got like 33 more cards to get. And some of those cards are expensive. One of them was $300. I said, this sucks. It's the stupid fucking expensive thing to do. Especially when you consider the fact that I have Pokemon games to play. I have Pokemon Go. I'm getting my Pokemon fix in other areas. So, to hell with TCG, and I don't think I'll ever go back to that because, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's ever going to be enjoyable ever again because the stores, a lot of stores are inflating the prices. And when that shit goes up like that, it's not going to come back down. But retro games, they've kind of chilled out a little bit, man. And, you know, the reason I chose Sega Genesis over Super Nintendo, for example, because I had both as a kid and, you know, played a good amount of both systems. But Sega Genesis, with the hard plastic shell cases, were easier to preserve. So it's much cheaper to buy Sega Genesis games than it is Super Nintendo games if you decide to do them complete. And that's my goal. I mean, I'm going to buy loose games for sure, but I want to try to get, you know, some stuff CIB, and you can get most CIB Genesis games for $30 or less. So, I mean, to me, that just seems like the right thing to do versus Super Nintendo. But, I mean, I'll probably end up grabbing a couple Super Nintendo games along the way as well, but that'll be like later. But PS2, you know, I've got a decent amount of PS2 games, but nowhere near as many as I would probably want to have. There are so many great games on the PlayStation 2. So, yeah, that's my goal. And like I said, I do apologize for making that video back in May saying that I didn't want to collect retro games anymore. It got 15,000 views. So I do kind of feel like an asshole for changing my mind. But, I mean, that's just what I want to do. And like between record collecting, which, you know, that's an expensive hobby as well, and retro video games, you can't afford everything. So you've got to limit yourself. And I think sticking with PS2 and Sega Genesis will be a more affordable thing versus buying sets of Pokemon cards, which is essentially like gambling because, you know, you don't know what you're going to get in these packs. But yeah, that's going to be my game plan, and appreciate you guys so much for watching. Once again, I do apologize for making that video and then not even 2 months later being like, you know what, I'm gonna buy retro games again. But I missed it, honestly. I miss buying old games. Old games are just so much better when it comes to, you know, turn it on and play the game. You know, there's less patches, less updates, less microtransactions, less bullshit. So yeah, that's what it is, man. Anyways, appreciate you guys so much for watching. Take care.